March 16th. These videos are getting very difficult to do. I mean, I had to pray hard to even make this video, to be honest with you. It's like I didn't want to make this video. Like, let it go. I want to thank everybody for the last 28 days. I'm up to 471 subscribers. I only need 29 more to get to that 500 milestone. So thank you again. But again, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and help the old man out. Okay, let's get into this. And share the video. If you feel this content, it could help with your research, could piece this together better, please share it. Here we go. Okay, we're looking at, it's 15th right now. The comet is now in Pisces. It entered Pisces as of today. The fish. We got the sun on the eastern part of Pisces right here, and also Mercury on the eastern part of Pisces. This is the western part of Pisces. The reason I'm saying this because I did a little preliminary investigation on the significance of the east and the west. I'll bring that up in a little bit. But it's heading towards Aries. Easter, it'll be right on the head of Aries, right here, right there. And we got Uranus over here, very difficult to find. But the data here regarding the coma diameter estimate at 500,000 kilometers, and the tail at 8.72 million kilometers, 5.5 something like that million miles. But again, you see how the tail fluctuates. Some days is high and some days is low, or basically every hour it changes. Maybe every minute it changes constantly. It's constantly changing. But that's what we have right now. Well, the meaning of that number 500, 800, 100 kilometers, which is approximately 100,000 miles. Let me continue. In the constellation of words, I'll provide other sites that have information on Pisces. But when I look at this, some of this is very difficult to read. This is why I'm going to need some, I'm sending SOS. I need some backup on this one from those that decipher this. I look at this constellation of words, Pisces, and I scroll down and I glance through it. I read some of the stories that catches, that pops out, like this, for example, the eastern fish suggesting a upward ascent of a heavenly spiritual deposition and is associated with Christ. And the western fish, this right here with this right here. So I'm kind of confused there. But also I go down and look, the Arabians associate that with the fish also. I mean, they're the ones that had the early records, them and the Persians. But there's something that I wanted to show you. Now, according to this right here, some of the Jews, Hebrews, the Egyptian time, right here, and asserted the appearance of a comet here indicate great trouble from religious differences besides war and pestilence, but this became the common reputation of comets wherever they show themselves. So that we have those two things in this constellation of words. Little quick scale size, the size of the sun and Earth and Jupiter and our solar planets in our solar system. Give you an idea of what numbers I'm going to be showing. This is the size of the sun, Earth, the little tiny bit, and here's Jupiter, 800,000 kilometers. Back in 2007, when Comet Home had the outburst, it basically, the outer shell, this right here, was basically the same size as the sun, 1.4 million kilometers compared to the sun, 1.3 or 1.4, also basically the same, the outer shell. So the current kilometers, 580,000 kilometers, which is 360 size of the sun is in miles, 864 divided by 2, that's 432. This here current size is only 7,200,000 kilometers for this to be half the size of the sun. This has happened before. This is nothing new. It happened with Holmes and it happened with a couple others that were this big. I'm just saying the influence, the outer shell is growing. Is it having an influence? Absolutely, it's having an influence. Look at the weather. Look at, they keep saying 1812 when it reached discovered in 1883. Well, Palms and then Brooks. This thing, if you look at the Book of Eden, the research the gentleman did that I spoke about, I can't think of his name right off the bat. This is an ancient visitor. This is over 30 kilometers wide. It's not 5, it's not 10 like the others, like Comet Halley, 6 kilometers. Yeah, 6 kilometers. No, this is 30. The latest observations is key observation. We're talking observation. Everybody, the observatories, who knows, all the spacecraft that's observing it, and they're not even providing. I keep harping on this because it's very difficult for people to understand. I mean, the all-time, it was Halley's 7,000. Boy, I'm stuttering today. 7,428. Then you had Ison at 6,006, and then you have other comet Ellen at 2,000. McNutt 331. I mean, these great comets. I mean, these were major comets, and this is just a few. Well, yesterday we got the latest update from NASA JPL. It's up to 7,325. The last report back on the 5th, it was 7,168. Doing the new numbers, 100 away from the number one spot. The number one spot. And again, this data could be adjusted. And also, too, the number 3 spot, 2017, K2. We know what happened in 2017. This got a lot of attention. I'd cover this. This was a major comet. It just didn't get no news. It also came out of the Draco system. So where am I going with this? I mean, that's why these videos are getting difficult to do, because there's so much information. It's almost impossible. I mean, I would have to make this a full-time job. I'm dealing with this divorce issue. It's not easy, especially now. So excuse me for venting. And jumping to space weather. This is the March 5th in response to a subscriber about the spiral. This gentleman here is, like I said, he's an old-timer. He's a professional, highly professional. So he's been looking at the stars all his life, since the 90s. Who knows how far, maybe before. Because he said he observed Comet Hale-Bopp back in, 1990. 5, 7, somewhere around there. I have seen such spiral structures before. For example, Hale-Bopp. That's over 27 years ago. These spirals, this yin and yang that I covered, this happened, but rarely. So this is a rare event. I hope that answered your question, and thank you for asking the question. So, I mean, there's so much more. The water composition, the magnetic field of the comet. I believe it has a magnetic field, and it won't be the first time. They're still saying it's dirty snowball. They're using the information from the 1950s. This video here will explain a lot. This is from Thunderbolt Project. This is important.
So we're told a story. Comets are basically dusty snowballs which orbit the sun. They are made of ices such as water, carbon dioxide, ammonia, and methane mixed with dust. These materials came from the time when the solar system was formed. In this case, the faith in a theory is ironic, since no fact about comets has even remotely substantiated a comet's origins billions of years ago. And there are dozens of reasons not to believe that idea. So it's encouraging to see a sliver of doubt in comet science.
Okay, let me pause it for a second here and just jump to, okay, right here, found it. Listen to this.
Here, a comparative analysis of 2 models. The standard model,
snowball,
and the elect models are sufficiently explicit to invite a wide range of scientific tests, where the inherent predictions of the 2 models can be readily compared to objective findings.
I highly recommend this, because the model they're talking about was from the 1950s, about the dirty snowball, before satellite, before probes. I mean, we got better technology back from the 50s. The Russians sent out the first satellite, the first in the early 1960s. So that dirty snowball theory, throw it out the door. I mean, I don't know even why people even still say dirty snowball. Stupid. It's brainwashing you. This is not a snowball. Not dirty, it's not a snowball. We already had probes landing on it, taking images, data, all of them on the rocky surface. There was no water. There was no ice. It was just solid rock. I don't know what to say. Here it is.
Unchanged since the 1950s, sees comets as a window to the formation of the solar system. Here, these bodies are composed of the primeval matter from which the sun and the planets formed, perhaps holding keys to the origins of life.
At least they got the water right. Apologize, I'm not energetic, but I felt that I had to throw this video out. Bits and pieces. I mean, I jumped subject to subject. I guess I want to do a video on the water. Not one single flake is the same design, just like fingerprints. And then we got this. Look at that. It's today. And there's that spiral hook. We had bad weather yesterday, the 13th to the 15th. 111 warning tornadoes. 577 severe thunderstorms. Check out the numbers. I mean, and then we had this symbolic. At first, everybody thought it was a fire at the Lincoln Memorial, but it was a car fire, you know, in the back across the river that gave it the appearance. And then we got this. There's so much happening. I mean, we're getting electric charge, volcanoes. What do you think the volcanoes get their strength from? How they activate? People are saying, well, there's nothing happening. Well, yes, there is. You just got to open your eyes and see. And also this is our magnetic field. This is what protects us. Our shield, our bubble. This is space weather. Well, it's Saturday. Both towns are raining down on us. And then right here, and I've been following this for a long time, this story right here. Cracks in the magnetic field let solar wind inside. So this basically here is not an aurora. This is solar wind entering through the atmosphere. In other words, shields are down in certain spots on the planet. Been following this for a long time. And here you could see they added after the asteroids pass. This was close. Anything 0.1 is very close. Small, but close. They always seem to put it after the fact. So what I'm trying to say, I don't want to sound like doom and gloom. People wondering, hey, there's nothing happening. There is things happening. There's tests to see. There's tests being put out there to see if we're worthy. What we have here is what we're having around the world. People are not helping each other. They're not helping the good. Everybody's hustling. I'm getting surges. And if I go off the air and this be my last video, so be it. Right now, financially, I'm not stable to get another computer or even repair it. The butterfly effect. There's a butterfly effect here. Kindness. Helping a person that's victimized. We're not seeing that like before. Lending hand. Mercy. Compassion. We're not seeing it. I mean, we're just constantly getting bombarded now. And you heard about what happened in Haiti, right? About the cannibalism. Media and reporting it. You can't trust the media. I mean, we're getting so many. Wow. Can't put that video up. You know why? It is finished. So the signs are there. Signs are all over the place. Hail falling from the sky. Tornadoes. Signs on the moon. Weather. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Can this stop? Yes. But I don't see no compassion. I don't see no mercy. I don't see. This is like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's happening slowly, like a boiling frog being boiled and doesn't even know it. I will continue doing videos. And by the way, all this here is water. 80-90% is water. Keeps changing colors, shapes. So definitely, I believe it has a magnetic field. Definitely. Okay, until next time. That Father out.